Good morning to everybody. In this video, I am going to explain about the unijunction transistor. Here, uni means it has only single junction. That means one junction it has. That's why the name is called unijunction transistor. Generally, the transistor has two junctions, but here the unijunction transistor has only one junction. And the transistor UJT has three terminals: emitter, base 1 and base 2. The base is formed by lightly doped N-type silicon bar. Two ohmic contacts are taken from the or attached to the N-type silicon bar. One is taken as the base 1 and another one is taken as the base 2. The emitter is of P-type and is heavily doped. So the electrons or holes in the P-type is high because it is heavily doped. This is the logic symbol of the unijunction transistor. Here the resistance between, here it has one N-type silicon bar and one P-type silicon bar is alloyed at the one end nearer to the base 2 to form a PN junction diode. We are taking one material from the P-type, that is one terminal from the P-type, that is called emitter, and from the two ends of the N-type bar we are taking two terminals, one is base 1 and another one is base 2. So the resistance between base 1 and base 2 is known as interbase resistance, that is represented with RB1, sum of the RB1 that is represented with RBB. So the RBB is sum of the base 1 and base 2. Here the logic symbol for the UJT is here. Here the emitter is drawn vertically with an incline. This is the construction diagram of the UJT. Here we are taking one silicon bar and we are lightly doped N-type silicon bar. From that we are taking two terminals, one is base and another one is base 1 and base 2. And we are taking heavily doped P-type material. It is alloyed at the one side nearer to the base 2. From that we are taking the terminal. That terminal is known as the emitter. So the resistance between base, there is a gradient resistance between the base 1 and base 2. The working principle of the UJT. Here we are applying voltage, positive forward voltage to the UJT at the between base 1 and base 2. There is no voltage is applied to the emitter. That is, emitter is open. At that time, positive terminal is connected to the base 2 and negative terminal is connected to the base 1. This forms a forward bias between base 1 and base 2. At that time, it forms a reverse bias at the PN junction because we are connecting because the voltage applied at the B1 is less. That's why there is a reverse voltage at the PN junction. Then the PN junction acts as a reverse bias. The voltage drop across the RB1 is V1 equal to eta VBB. Here eta is the intrinsic standoff ratio. It is given by RB1 plus RB2. The values of the intrinsic standoff ratio is 0.56 to 0.75. Once to increase in this condition, the UJT is in the off condition. To bring the UJT into the on condition, we have to apply positive voltage at the emitter. So we are applying positive voltage at the emitter. That is, positive terminal is connected to the P-type material and with respect to the N-type material. The voltage across the V1 is positive. It is the UJT is in the reverse bias until the V is less than V1. If the V is greater than V1, at that time the the UJT goes into the reverse bias. The diode goes into the reverse bias, goes into the forward bias. If you are increasing the forward voltage, that means the voltage drop across RB1 is given by V1 equal to eta VBP plus V gamma. At that time, the diode goes into the forward bias. If the diode is forward bias, the holes from the p-type to injected into the n-type silicon bar, and the electrons, the holes in the n-type material is repelled by the B2 and attracted by the B1, because B1 is the negative terminal and B2 is the positive terminal. That's why the holes are repelled by the B2 and attracted by the B1. This is the VA characteristics of the UJT. Here, until peak point, that is Vp equal to eta VBP plus V gamma, the diode is in the off condition, that is in the cutoff region. Once it reaches the peak point, it goes into the negative region. That means if you are decreasing the voltage, with the resistance also decreases, but the current is increasing until once it reaches the valley point, that is represented with valley voltage VA and valley current IV, it goes into the saturation region. That means the diode acts as a normal forward PN junction diode. If the voltage is increasing, the current is also increasing. So it shows a forward resistance characteristics. So the voltage or the characteristics left side to the peak point is called cutoff region, and the characteristics between peak point and valley point is called negative resistance region, because here the current is increasing but voltage is decreasing. And one more important point in the VI characteristics of UJT is, until we are taking voltage and current, we are taking voltage on the x-axis and current on the y-axis. But for UJT, we are taking current on the x-axis and voltage on the y-axis. That is the difference of the UJT when compared to remaining diodes. So here, after the valley point, the diode goes into saturation region. Here the diode works as a normal forward PN junction diode. If the voltage is increasing, current is also increasing. To bring the UJT into the off region, till now it is in the on region. Once we are applying the forward voltage at the emitter, to bring the voltage or to bring the UJT into the off region, we have to apply negative voltage at the emitter. Then the diode goes in the PN junction or UJT goes into the off region, because when we are applying the emitter voltage at the negative voltage at the emitter, at that time the PN junction acts as a reverse bias. If it is reverse bias, the UJT goes into the off region. This is the VI characteristics of the UJT. Applications of UJT. The UJTs are most prominently used as a relaxation oscillator. That means it can be used to produce non-sinusoidal waveforms. That means to produce square wave, pulse wave, triangular, sawtooth waveforms, we are using UJT. They are also used in the phase control of the circuit. To control the phase of any circuit, we are using UJT as a timing circuit. And this can be used in the digital circuits to provide clock, that means to provide on and off periods for the on state and off state for the clock circuit. In the digital circuits, we are using UJT. And we are using UJTs in the CRO to produce to provide a synchronization between horizontal deflection plates and vertical deflection plates. We are using UJT in the CRO. Thank you.